Now, Sporting and Manchester City's only previous meetings in European competition also came at the round of 16, this time in the Europa League, in which the Portuguese side knocked us out back in 11-12. Now, City have won just one of their 6 matches in European competition that was hosted in Portugal. What a strange stat. As well as last season's Champions League final defeat to Chelsea. But don't fear, because City have won each of their last 4 UEFA Champions League knockout stage matches when played as the away side. We are really stretching on the stats today. Should they win this game, City will be the first team in UEFA Champions League history to win 5 consecutive away games in the knockout stages. And you're seeing there the dressing room that will soon be filled with our heroes. Welcome to Matchday Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Natalie Pike, and as always, I am joined by 2 wonderful guests in the studio. And tonight, that is Nedum Onuoha and David James. Good evening, gents. We will be giving you the team news the second that we are allowed to, so stick with us. We've got an incredible show for you this evening. Coming up, we have so much going on for you. We've been able to catch up with loads of fans, loads of those lucky fans that were out in Lisbon. Also, our E-Pros, they're out there. They've been playing a special game. We're also going to be playing a lovely game of higher or lower with our David James here. He doesn't know about it yet. And Rodri talks about the Champions League and that final from last season. So we have your all-important team news for tonight's Champions League game. And I can tell you that there are 5 changes to the team that beat Norwich at the weekend. And essentially, it is the 5 changes that we saw for the Norwich game. All 5 are back in the starting 11 this evening. Nedum, what is your instant impressions on that starting 11?
It's just a lovely team, isn't it? You know, you see it come down on paper and it's great. Obviously, Kyle Walker's out and that's a shame due to the suspension. But like I say, it's a team you can trust in. There's no guarantee that they'll win, but you're expecting a good performance. And if they do get that, then, you know, things are always going to be favoured for them. And I think it's going to be a tough game. But all the bodies on the field there are the ones you want to see on such a big occasion.
And David, are you happy with that team?
It's exciting, isn't it? We often say, when you look at any lineup, you think this is a team capable of winning, but that's as strong as it can get, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing, and we've still got players like Gundogan on the bench, which is truly remarkable. You know, he's one of the captains for the side, and I think that just goes to show the sort of strength and depth that the club do have. And it's a big strength, and it's definitely going to be needed between now and the end of the season.
And number 37, by the way, whose name wasn't there for some reason, is Keiki. Keiki is number 37. He is also on the bench.
I thought that was an offer for one of us to get.
Absolutely not.
It's a little bit far away, but yeah.
So in terms of those 5 changes, if we're looking at defence to start with, Nedum, Diaz, Laporte, we're presuming that John Stones is playing right back again as he did in that Brentford game. I thought he had a great game that day.
Yeah, John Stones can play right back. But, you know, for me, I love my centre-backs. And I sort of feel sad sometimes when there's a rotation here. So to see Stones, Laporte and Diaz in the same team, like, it just fills me with a lot of joy and a lot of confidence. So, I think he's more than capable in terms of doing it. I think he knows what's going to be required of him in the game. Understand it's going to be a tough game. But if Pep trusts you to be out there, then I think that's a compliment in itself.
Yeah, we are extremely blessed with those centre-backs, and we have talked on this show quite a lot of times about how blessed we are in that department. In terms of the left-back there, Cancelo playing, I mean, Zinchenko could have played and Cancelo could have moved to the right, but he is sticking with that team, that formation that beat Brentford, David.
Left-back?
Cancelo, I'm going to say.
Left side. The left
You're
side,
right, yes.
Cancelo, yeah.
Wherever he wants to play.
Exactly. Advance from the back 3, yeah. I mean, we talk about Zinchenko as, if he was in his side, I think we would say that he's still a very, very, very strong side. But Cancelo, I mean, if you look at the stats, I was looking at some stats today. I mean, he's one of the top passers in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. He's probably still one of Man City's top shooters. With chances created, and just a wonderful, wonderful player. I mean, we're looking, actually, now I'm talking about it, I'm looking at a team, and there's, I don't know, half a dozen names that are probably going to be in a potential team of the year come the end of the season. That's how good this Man City side is.
Oh, it's a joy, isn't it? Defensively, Nedum, we haven't been as secure as we have been in previous Champions League campaigns. We haven't kept a clean sheet as of yet. Does that concern you at all?
It doesn't really concern me purely because the players on the field are all capable of scoring goals. There's a lot of them in there. So the fact that, you concede, it's only a problem if you don't manage to be able to get yourself back in the game, to score to make it 1-1, score to make it 2-1. And I think given the fact that they've won so many games already this season, it's not going to be the end of the world if Man City concede. But, they are capable of a clean sheet. And, we can talk historically about how good they were defensively last year and so on. But it didn't necessarily end in success anyway. So, sometimes these stats that producers send to people like yourself is, it's a talking point. But at the end of the day, winning's winning, isn't it?
Okay, I'll take that. I have to ask these questions, Nedum. I do.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm being petty. I apologise.
Right, going up front now, let's have a look at the sort of more attack. Well, everyone's an attacking player, aren't they? Raheem Sterling, I want to talk about, David, after he scored that incredible perfect hat-trick at the weekend. He is in incredible form right now, isn't he?
As I say, I go back to the point, there's half a dozen players who would fancy a chances or will be voted into a potential team of the year, and Raheem Sterling's right up there with it. His season has got stronger and stronger. You talk about the perfect hat-trick. I mean, I'm not sure that was intentional.
Well, this one, yeah, you can see he meant to cross this one, yeah.
The perfect hat-trick.
I'm kidding, guys, I'm kidding.
He's, as we've known for years, I mean, when Raheem's at his best, he's almost unplayable, and now he is producing that kind of form on a regular basis, which, for Sporting is something they've got to watch out for. I have to say, I'm not, with regards to Nedum, I've got to go there. Conceding goals, I think that could be a problem. So they need to start keeping clean sheets because.
Why, thank you, David.
Well, it's just.
Well, you would say that as a goalkeeper.
No,
you literally would say that. He's the one person that would say it.
I say the same thing about Bayern Munich. When a team concedes regularly, the opposition always feel they're going to score a goal, which gives them that level of. There it is. He planned that.
Genius.
Yeah, they kind of have an extra bit of confidence, expecting to score the goal, and I think tonight is the perfect night for City to.
I understand what you're saying. I just feel like the opposition that you come up against are always going to be good enough to be able to score a goal against you, because at times, no matter how well you play, you still need an element of good fortune to be able to but to get a clean sheet. So that's why I don't necessarily live or die by it.
It's not the be all and end all, but Sporting have failed to score on one occasion all season in all competitions. So to keep a clean sheet against them, and that happened to be ironically in the Champions League. But if they keep a clean sheet against Sporting, then that completely erodes their confidence in being able to score all the time. So a clean sheet is massive.
Could be.
It could be. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but I'm just. I
know what you mean. I'm just being fair. I apologise. Sorry.
You don't need to apologise. I like it when we have a nice, healthy debate on this show. You are welcome to have your own opinion, Nedum. This is why we have you on.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate the microphone. Thanks for listening, guys.
So in terms of Raheem, we saw his hat-trick there. 106 goals now he scored in the Premier League. There was a wonderful stat going around that he's overtaken Didier Drogba now in the Premier League's all-time goal-scoring charts. That's insane, considering how highly thought of he always is, Didier Drogba always is, that Raheem has now overtaken him.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Can I go off for a second?
Please do. Right. I love it when you do this.
So I think at times the perception around Raheem is that he misses too many chances, he's too this, and there's lots of negatives within that. But the positives are so big. He scored over 100 goals in the Premier League. I know tons of strikers who we deem to be very good who haven't achieved that feat yet. And they might never even be able to achieve that to play for another couple of years or whatever. And in that time, think of all the things that Man City have won. Take away his goals from that. Do they keep winning those same things? The frustrations that people have, just think bigger picture. He's, in my opinion, he's been one of the best signings that City have had in the Premier League era. Without a doubt, no questions for me. Because we've had two players who've been in the Premier League 100 goals club. Sergio Aguero. Well, sorry, you could say, did Nicholas Anelka? I think he probably snuck in, but there was 2 seasons he was there. So you've got Sergio.
We won't claim him.
So you've got Sergio and you've got Raheem. That's a blessing.
Now I've got one for you. You ready for this?
Go on.
You're going to love this.
Go on.
One more goal and Raheem enters City's top 10 goal scorers of all time.
Wow. There's more. There's so much to this because, I think I was on the show before where someone said the argument is, he scores tap-ins, he does this, he does that. Well, if it was that easy, you'd find lots of people standing there doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. But the fact is, he's able to sort of sense where the ball's going to be. And some of those times, the sense makes him drive full speed into those positions to make a difference. I would have loved to have had someone like that within the team, where you can almost you know you're going to get an opportunity, and there's a very good chance he's going to take it, and that could be the difference. The guy scored a hat-trick in the Premier League, and he's still got doubters. It's ridiculous.
For me, genuinely is one of our most important players, and I think perhaps because he has been for sort of 6 out of the 7 seasons, or 5 out of the 6. It's 6.5 years he's been here, and perhaps he's, people forget, he's how important he is. For me, Nedum, if he stays longer, which I hope he does, I think he'll be one of City's all-time greats by the time he leaves.
Are you talking numbers-wise or perception? There's 2 different things.
I'm talking numbers-wise, certainly, and hopefully, I sincerely hope it'll turn into perception.
Yeah, so do I, and, I don't want him to leave, because I feel like when he's at his best, City are an incredible side. The danger that he can bring to the side and to sort of the way he can affect the opposition. You have to be at your absolute best against him, and I think he's a difference maker. So to see him in this type of form now, as you're going into the business end of the season, is absolutely perfect.
Difference maker is perfect. Now, we're looking at the subs bench today, David. A lot of our young players are on that bench. Here they are now, stepping out onto a Champions League pitch.
They didn't get his size right. It's a nice jacket, but I think he's borrowed it from his dad.
What do you think they're all thinking now?
Give me a chance, boss. Absolutely. But I mean, let's be right. Pep's had youngsters on the bench for quite a while this season now.
Yeah.
So they'll be well tuned into what is expected of them. Obviously. Oh, Jesus.
I love it. I love it. He's getting videos. He's having a selfie.
Oh, that's incredible. I
love it.
No, sorry, David, you crack on.
No. I mean, this is wonderful because there was a time where a phone near a football pitch was banned.
Yeah.
And they seem relaxed.
What I like what they're doing, David, is they look like they're trying to get the pictures and the videos, but low key, like it's down here. It's like they don't want everyone to know how, they're cool, they're chill.
Yeah, someone's asked them, where you're at? I'm just at Lisbon, just the Champions League now. Let me just show you quickly. But I think it's awesome. You see, it's all the youngsters being out there together, and they're hoping that they get the opportunity to do it. Both today and in the long term. And it's exciting because they'll get to see the preparations that are involved in terms of being competitive at this level. And that's a true blessing. I would have loved to have felt something like that.
I absolutely loved to see it. And I loved when the 3 of them were McAtee, Delap and Keiki came on at the weekend as well. Because, for fans to have players coming through the academy, it's one of the real joys of football.
Well, there's that, and they, like a successional progression, which sort of justifies having the academy set up, of course. But more importantly, and I think I was talking about this earlier today about Man City's rotation. Pep rotates teams or players, and not in a way that seems to be resting. And people say, was KDB rested the week?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, no, he's been rotating. And anyone who talks about Pep roulette. Yeah, as we've talked about many a time, it's these youngsters will see themselves with an opportunity to get more game time and be part of what's going to come up for Manchester City, which is wonderful.
Absolutely, fully agree. Now, if you would like to send a question to our guests, please do so using our WhatsApp number. We love it when you send in your questions. I like it when you send in the tricky ones. Let's get them thinking. Let's get their brains working tonight. So that WhatsApp number is on your screen now. Do send us in your questions. And as always, I will ask as many as I possibly can. If you haven't already, you need to now download the Manchester City app. If you're on it already, well done you, A-star. If you're not, get it downloaded because it is the only place to get your Manchester City commentary for every single game. For tonight, the commentary is, as always, with the incredible Alistair Mann. Everyone knows how much I love Alistair Mann. And he's joined tonight by essentially, that's not the right word I meant, the incredible Michael Brown, who does wonderful co-commentary and says that I don't say so all the time. So Michael Brown's commentary is brilliant. Join the 2 of them for commentary on the Manchester City app. Tonight, now, we've got our new game again. It's very popular. It's going down very well. Gents, have you played Who's Stat yet?
No, I have not actually.
We've got a new game for you. So we're going to show you 3 stats over the course of the show. It'll be your first one in a second, and then you have to guess which current or former Manchester City player it is, based purely on the stats. Clever name. Who's Stat? So your first clue this evening is this player starred in 2 Champions League games against City in the 16-17 season. So, who is it? Which?
So these are City players.
It's either a current or a former City player who starred in 2 Champions League games against us in 16-17. I mean, not to big myself up, gents, but I got it instantly today. First clue, got it instantly in the gallery before.
That's a lie.
It's definitely not a lie.
That's a lie.
It's definitely not a lie.
That's a lie. That's 100% a lie.
Right. Have you got any?
I've got an idea. Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Are you thinking current or former?
I'm thinking current. Would that be the right thing to do?
Yes, I think so.
I'm probably nowhere near it, but I'm thinking current.
Okay, keep thinking. We'll give you another clue before the end of the programme, another one at half-time, and then at full-time, we'll tell you who we are talking about. Now, ahead of today's game, we sent our brilliant esports pro players out to Lisbon. They flew out yesterday for a very special matchup against Sporting's FIFA pros. Here's how they got on.
Okay, as you can see, the scenery is a little bit different today. We are in Lisbon, in Portugal. Of course, Manchester City first leg after Sporting Lisbon is tomorrow on Tuesday. Today is Valentine's Day, a special day.
Well, spend it with your loved ones, you know?
Yeah,
You don't need to.
Alright, you can see pitch side. Come on, yourself. What? Score predictions. I'm going 3-1 City. We'll say Mahrez at the double. The third goal, I don't know yet.
Well, I'm going 2-1 City. I think it's going to be a tough atmosphere. You know? I believe in the boys to get the job done.
Okay, so we just played Sporting in our first set of games. Won the first leg 4-0. Second leg we drew, but we lost on penalties. It was a close game, could have gone either way, but yeah, I think we played well today.
Yeah, we did, but I missed the pen in the second game, but it is what it is. Hopefully City can get the result tomorrow.
Yes, Ryan and Shells, love that. So they won their first game 4-0. We'll just end there. If we can just take that and just copy it into our game, I think we'll all be happy. Well done, lads. We will be on the ground in Lisbon a little bit later on with some more fans, catching up on them, seeing how their day is going. And the sun looks like it's gloriously shining out there, so I'm sure they're having an incredible time in Lisbon. Right, we do have your starting 11 for the Sporting Lisbon team for today and now to share with you. Now, for me, the name that's jumping out there is Pedro Porro. He is 22 years old, and of course, as you know, he is on loan from City to Sporting, so he does start this evening. Gents, any other names, David, on that team sheet that jump out for you? Who should we be looking out for?
Paulinho, they're basically their top scorer, who's for a team that has scored in every game bar one this season.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I mean, he stands out as a danger man. But what we know with, especially off the weekend, Nedum, you saw the game. I didn't actually see the game against.
Defensively, they were good. but
Yeah.
Paulinho he was their main man. And then also, like, as you look at this team, I think some people might recognise the number 4, which is Coates, isn't it? Because he used to play for Liverpool, didn't he? So that's former Premier League experience. So yeah,
Sarabia is another one. I mean, this is a capable side, and they wouldn't be in this competition. And I think this is, as I say to you, when we talk about the confidence that Man City could gain from even a clean sheet against a side who's capable of scoring goals, then that's what we've got to look for.
yes, indeed.
And this team hasn't drawn.
Oh, this guy's got all the stats here. He's got all the stats here.
No, yeah, but psychologically, you look at a side that doesn't draw games. That means they go all out, and they either obviously win or lose. So.
Ooh, okay, I like that. So how does that play for us, do you think?
That's a great question. That's a great follow-up question. Here's the answer.
Appreciate
Here's
it.
the answer. Well, as Nedum saw on the weekend in their big game against Porto, they lost their head. And that's because they're going 100%. It's all about passion. And if you're on top of them, they'll crumble.
So they played on Friday night and they were 2-0 up and they ended up drawing.
Yeah,
was it, Nedum?
I think it was 2-2 against Porto, yeah. And I remember the commentary was so strange because Porto they were behind and they hadn't lost the game in the league all season. So there was a sense of like, is this really happening? This is very surreal, especially to such a big rival. But, they came back. And there were a couple of red cards in there, so as you can imagine, the game between Porto and Sporting wasn't wasn't a dull occasion. Let's just say that.
I think you may be playing it down a bit. The report I read said there was a brawl.
Well, what's his name again? The centre back who was at Real Madrid, Pepe. Pepe was very much Pepeing, so yeah. So something did happen, yeah.
I did read that Pepe started it and then went down the tunnel, like almost like, hey, I've started it, I'll leave you all to it now.
He definitely started things off, but it's good to see he's still enjoying his football.
And just to clarify, the draws in Champions League as opposed to the league, which as Nedum has so wonderfully described what happened on Friday.
Well, there was a hole there, but yeah, you filled it. It's all good.
Right, a word about the manager. So, Sporting's manager, Ruben Amorim, 37 years old and 19 days specifically. I mean, he's young, right? He's young for a manager.
Well, yeah, if you call 37 young for us who are slightly older than him.
No, he's very young, but the fact is, he wouldn't be doing well unless he had the respect to the team. So his age, even though it is there and is low, and there are people who are probably very similar age to him, the fact is he's doing a good job to this point. Otherwise, that could be carnage, because we've seen some young managers come in and you sort of look at them like, why are you telling me what to do? You've been here 2 minutes, but it seems like he's got the sort of respect in the dressing room, and the team very much play how he wants them to.
So he is now the second youngest Portuguese coach to take charge of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage tie, after Andre Villas-Boas, who was 34 and 127 days when he Chelsea against Napoli in 11-12.
Remember, it's that young.
Yeah, young.
Wowzers. Wow.
Oh, and then it also says on my notes, that's a bit harsh, he was sacked before the second leg. Wow. Bit harsh. Right. What I like, though, about the fact that he's so young is that, and you're going to love this one, gents, he played in the same Benfica team as Silva, Cancelo and Edison, who obviously all start tonight. So is he going to have inside knowledge on them, David?
No, because those three players have become vastly better than he would have experienced. However, I don't know what Nedum was like, but if you're playing against a team where you've got old teammates, it's whether you do the ultra professional thing, which is I'm not going to talk to you, I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to try and beat you, or do you go friendly? It's like, oh, great to see you.
What did you used to do?
I just never talk to him.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's a weird one for me. It's a really, really weird one, because I found this playing against some of my friends as well. Like certain things which would really annoy me on the field, like if somebody tripped me up or whatever. It's like when it's my friend, I'm like, please don't do it again. Please don't do it again. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic. But as David said, they are far different players now to what they were back then. They were good back then, but I think they're great now. Absolutely. So I'm sure he's got some lot of insight in terms of what they're like as people, but as players, they develop to a whole new level, in my opinion.
Silva, Cancelo and Edison all playing for Benfica. Benfica and Lisbon are rivals. Have you, Nedum, played... I mean, did you ever play United after you left here?
After I left Man City, I played United quite a few times, yeah, and it didn't go too well. But the fact is, there's still a lot I wouldn't say hatred, but there's something not too far away from that every time I arrive there. I'd loved being United. I managed to do it a couple of times, but unfortunately, as soon as I left City, they very much dried up. So, but yeah, I did enjoy that, and it's a weird feeling because it still meant so much to me to be arriving at Old Trafford to try and beat them. But I looked around, like other people weren't really bothered. So that was weird, but that's football, isn't it?
I love that. So you never let that rivalry go.
Still very much within me right now.
Yes.
I'd love to say you grow out of that. But.
Yeah.
What about you, David? Did you go to any of your former team's rivals?
Yes, with differing results. I was just thinking actually, because when I left here and went to Portsmouth, we did all right against United. Yeah.
Yes.
Legend.
That was a good United.
You see, Nedum and I instantly both went yes.
I need to. This is the thing. So, like, I need to clarify something here. So, professionally, I can talk about United, but I really don't like Manchester United, like, at all. But I try and be fair wherever I can. But it pains me. Like, if you see me saying something that's like quite nice on TV, just know I'm dying a little bit inside. But they do deserve it. So if they lose every game between now and my death in 100 years, I'll be more than happy with that. And I'll happily cover that for any network anywhere. That's my position.
You are welcome here, Nedum, to say whatever you like. Don't worry about impartiality on this show. We don't do it. So anything else you want to say about United?
One last thing. Just one last thing. So I was working for another company when they played in the FA Cup, and it was my first time going back to Old Trafford. Outside of
the Middlesbrough game.
Yeah, and it made me, I almost felt physically sick as I was driving over there. And I got to the stage and was walking around with my head down like, this is going to be a horrible 90 minutes for me. But then to be blessed with a Ronaldo penalty miss and a cup knockout, like, it was without doubt one of the best days of 2022 so far.
I love you. I love you. You're absolutely full on one of us.
Yeah.
It was a joy, wasn't it?
It ended up being an incredible joy, but... Then when the camera was on, I was like, they were good first half, but just unfortunately, just didn't have enough.
Well, I'm going to have to pay extra money to my service provider for the amount of laugh emojis I sent to Man United friends. Just saying.
Oh, see, that's why you have to join us on this show. No, there's no impartiality on this show. We are full on absolute City bias and we love it. Other people that we love are our wonderful away fans that are currently out in Lisbon. What an incredible trip they must be having. I mean, they were incredible, the away fans at Norwich at the weekend, by the way. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sure the fans that are out in Lisbon are going to be exactly the same tonight. Our man FG was catching up with them all across Lisbon earlier today. Here's what they had to say.
Hi everyone, it's FG and I am on the ground in Lisbon for the round of 16 Champions League game against Sporting Lisbon. I'm going to have a look round Portugal and try and catch some fans and get some pre-match predictions. Alright, what better way to start with two players who play FIFA professionally. They're not quite as good as me, but we are joined by Mr. Shells and Ryan. How are you guys? Ryan, what do you think about the game tonight? What are your predictions?
I'm excited. I think there'll be goals. I'm still going to stick with my prediction 3-1. I want to say Mahrez gets 2. Other one, maybe a penalty. I don't know. I'm going to say 3-1. I'm sticking with my prediction, 3-1.
If you get that spot on, it's going to be very, very interesting. Mr. Shells, what's your pre-match prediction? How are you enjoying Portugal, firstly? The weather's nice. You're dressed like me. We've overdressed for this. But what do you think about the game tonight? What's your pre-match prediction?
I'm going to go 2-1 City. I think it's going to be tough. We went to Stadium yesterday. It looks quite intimidating, so I think their crowd's going to be loud. But I believe in the boys. I think we're going to get the job done.
Right, I'm joined by Ryan, a Manchester City supporter who follows Man City absolutely everywhere. Ryan, what's your pre-match predictions before the game tonight?
I'm hoping that we're going to, play as well as we have been this season so far. Hopefully a 3-0 win would be nice. And, yeah.
Just want to ask you real quick, because I know you go absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
How has it been watching Man City this year, and how do you think we can finish off the year?
It's been absolutely amazing. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been absolutely unbelievable. I wouldn't do anything other. And hopefully we can win the league this year and hopefully bring something else home out of the Champions League. It would be nice, wouldn't it?
That's the one we want. Thanks a lot, Ryan, mate. Enjoy the game. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm joined by Freddie. Freddie, you had a bit of an interesting journey coming to Lisbon, didn't you?
Yeah, we came out on Saturday morning, flew over to Faro, watched the Norwich game in Albufeira, and then we got the train up to Lisbon yesterday. Been here ever since, but it was quite nice to train, to be fair.
The weather's a lot nicer here, isn't it? It's really nice and hot. What are your predictions for today's game?
I think we're going to win 2-1. To be fair, I feel like we're going to win, but I've seen them play Porto on Friday night, and they look quite good. So I think they might get a goal.
All right, I'm joined by my good friend Dominic. Me and Dominic have been across Europe together for many years. It's no surprise once again to see him looking very fresh in the sun. Dom, are you excited for today's game, mate?
Yeah, it's good to be back in Portugal again. Just hopefully we can get the right result after our last trip in May.
Dominic, so I need pre-match predictions from you. I need to know what score you think it's going to be.
Tough game over 2 legs, but I think if we go full strength tonight, we'll win 3-0.
3-0, confident. I've not had one City fan saying we're going to lose yet, which is worrying me a little bit. Dom, just before we go, what's it like watching Man City now, considering you've been watching City for such a long time? It feels like we're getting better and better each year, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, and you never would have dreamt that we would have even got to a final. I mean, last year was ridiculously good, but I think this year we can go all the way, definitely.
Let's hope so. Thank you, Dom. Enjoy.
Yes, FG, loving that out in Lisbon. Those fans look like they're having an absolutely cracking time. I hope they've got the factor 50 on, though. Get that on. The sun is shining. Get your SPF on, lads. There, of course, is the man, the genius, Pep Guardiola, having a nice think ahead of tonight's game. Kick off in around about 45-46 minutes. Now, Pep Guardiola, we absolutely love him. Another man that we absolutely love, and we always will, is, of course, Pablo Zabaleta. This week, Pablo and the Premier League trophy paid a special visit to the La Havre neighbourhood in Buenos Aires to meet the citizens-giving young leaders who are using their power and the power of football to help solve some local water issues. This is just absolutely phenomenal. As always, we are hugely proud of the work that Citizens Giving are doing.
Well, that was an amazing moment for everyone, for the players, the staff, and the fans. We cannot forget how difficult it was at the beginning when the new owners came into the club and they just started to bring top players and to invest into the team. And we knew it was going to take time to play the Champions League football, but obviously when we got through and we qualified for the quarterfinal of the Champions League against Kiev, was an amazing moment for everyone. So then everyone was so proud at that time. I mean, it was a shame that they lost to Chelsea last time in the Champions League final, but I think that was a big step forward for the club to win that final for the first time in the history. So when you look at the team right now and the way they're playing, they've been dominating domestic football. They won absolutely everything domestically in the last 10 years. So I think all the top clubs in the world respect Man City as one of the best clubs in the world, one of the greatest teams. So I'm absolutely sure that at some point Man City will win the Champions League. Well, yes, probably it is the best Man City squad I've ever been at the club. When you look at the whole squad, it's simply amazing. Individually, 2 big players in each position, all internationals. Collectively, in the way they've been playing recently, it was absolutely a joy to watch them playing football. So. Yes, even with the squad in 2012, I would say, but absolutely amazing and great players.
Thank you very much, Pablo Zabaleta. And the door is always open here at the Etihad if you ever want to come and join us on Matchday Live. These two will tell you it's an incredible amount of fun joining us here in the studio. You'd recommend that...
Room for a seat there?
Right, you'd recommend that Pablo Zabaleta came and joined us, David?
Of course, because he is one lovely guy.
Yes, we know that. So he said there, Nedum, that he thinks that this is probably the greatest squad of City ever assembled. Do you agree?
I would agree with that, yes. And it's crazy because that's missing the great striker we've ever had in Sergio. I think if we could add a prime Sergio to this sort of setup, then I think that would be, astonishing. But this team's great. There's so much rotation every single week, but they never seem to lose momentum. I think the fact that they've been able to win 10+ games in a row on 2 occasions within the last 18 months. That's ridiculous. I think that's a bar. I remember times when I was at different clubs and you hope to win a couple of games in a row. Can we get back-to-back victories? Well, these guys, they'll win 2.5 months or 3 months worth of football matches. That's astonishing. And through it as well, all the talent that they have, individually, like collectively, they're just amazing. That's the type of team I would have absolutely hated to have played against at any point, because it's their ball, they're probably going to score, you're probably not going to score, and you're just there having a 90-minute sentence before you can just go home and like try and enjoy football again. So I think I totally get that. I agree with him.
Nedum, when I was growing up, we were only allowed to. Money was tight, and my mum said we were only allowed to go City if they won 2 games in a row, because we weren't. And I'm telling you, Nedum, I rarely came in that season.
I'm with you on that.
If they ever won 2, then I was allowed to go to the next one, and then so I think I probably went to about 3 games that season. Yeah. So yes, I'm totally with you on the back-to-back wins. David, he also highlights the 11-12 team as well. Obviously, the team that won the Premier League for the first time. If I had to force you, would you choose them, or would you choose now?
Squad.
Yes.
I think like Nedum says, I mean, when you look at this squad, and we've fallen into the trap so often about saying it doesn't matter what team he picks, the fact that we can fall into that trap suggests that this squad is better. I think you go back and Nedum's with Aguero, a lot of Man City's success was sort of hinged on Aguero's performances. Whereas now they don't need it. We talk about Raheem Sterling scoring a perfect hat-trick. You know, tonight we might be talking about Phil Foden scoring a perfect hat-trick, because we just don't know who's going to be the star. Actually, you know what's going to happen. Cancelo will have more shots than anyone else, so maybe he'll be the one who has the hat-trick. But I think this squad is up there. And ironically, at the beginning of the season, we sat here talking about games, and this squad wasn't producing the kind of form which we expected. But we're sat here now looking at a side that could theoretically win Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup.
Don't say it.
I'm just saying.
I'll move away from that.
But if they don't believe they can do this, then we can't.
Of course they believe.
We shouldn't be able to believe it either.
I don't think they fear anybody. So as a consequence,
and that's the strength of this squad.
I don't want to dream it, though. I don't want to dream.
Everyone has dreams.
Interestingly, the 11-12 team, which Pablo mentions, like I was at City for that first 6 months of it, but I wasn't really playing, so I got the chance to watch them for 6 months.
So you're saying that squad?
No, I'm not going to say that squad. And the reason I'm not going to say that squad is because I played for 6 minutes in that season. So as a consequence, by default, it means that this is the better squad, because I've been nowhere near this thing, because it's a myth. They're so good. And the 11-12 squad was a great moment for the club, because the transition happened where the expectation was high and they worked exceptionally hard. And they had lots of talent in there, but in terms of style of play, the sort of will to win, that desire and all that, like these guys, they're just on a different planet, to be honest. That's my honest opinion.
Oh, we are blessed. We are blessed to be able to watch them every week, aren't we? Please keep your questions coming in on WhatsApp. The number is on your screen now. Send them in. Come on, test the guys. Ask them something silly if you want. Ask them something tactical. Come on, we've got 2 of the best tactical brains of pundits around here. Use them. Get your questions in, and don't forget as well, you need to get downloading the Manchester City official app, because that is where you get your commentary with the incredibly talented Michael Brown and Alistair Mann.
Stop it now, we've heard it.
I know, right?
We've heard it.
Honestly, he slags me off for not giving him big ups, Nedum. So there you go, Michael. There's your last one. Right, we're going to have a quick look again at City's starting 11 for tonight. You can see them there on your screen. It's Ederson, Stones, Diaz, who is captain, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Foden and Sterling. So 5 changes from their team that beat Norwich at the weekend back to the team that beat Brentford before that. Lots and lots of wins. Right, FG is out in Lisbon, having the time of his life out there. And so are the fans, and we wish them all well. He caught up with a few more earlier on.
I'm joined with Harry, a younger Man City fan. You probably don't know what it's like, considering I've been watching City for a long time. You're probably enjoying yourself out in the sun. How have you found today, your trip to Lisbon so far?
Warm, good. There's a lot of City fans about. Very loud.
Very loud. It's a lot more sunnier than Manchester, isn't it? A lot better than the rain. What are your predictions for today's game, Harry?
I'm going to say 4-1. I reckon they'll score a last-minute goal or something.
Hey, we'll take a 4-1 all day. Harry, thanks a lot, and I hope you have a really, really good trip in Lisbon, my friend, all right? Thank you very much, mate. Right, I am joined by a bunch of Altrincham Blues. These guys are here till Saturday. They're in Portugal. They're going to have a really nice holiday. I'm going to do a really quick fire prediction from you all. So I'm going to pass you all the mic, and I just want a quick score from you all, all right? We'll start on the left.
2-0.
2-0.
3-0 Bernardo.
4-1 City.
4-0.
It's getting to the point now where I'm a bit worried that everyone is this confident. The last time we were in Portugal, things didn't quite go our way, but I think it's a little bit different this year. I just want to ask you real quickly, because I know you've been watching City since you were 11, right? What is it like watching Manchester City grow year on year? And now, of course, we're all just living the dream, right?
Oh yeah, it's the stuff for dreams of. I mean, when I was a kid growing up at school, I was the only City fan. It was all United fans, and everyone, City, where you going this week? You're going to watch York away. They're in the Champions League final. We were in like Division 2. You know what I mean? Trying to in the playoff final. So now tables have turned, and they hate it, don't they? They absolutely hate it.
I think most importantly, I think that the thing is that we're really enjoying ourselves. I mean, you've got a bit of Portuguese about you, am I right?
A bit of Egyptian.
Oh, a bit of Egyptian. Okay, so we're continental today, which is great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And have you got any nice plans whilst you're out here until Saturday?
We're going to visit the stadiums and just.
Got a full itinerary, haven't we?
Yeah.
Full itinerary.
Full itinerary. He's planned it all.
Oh, is it you've planned it all, is it?
Not the organiser, yeah.
So what have you organised for the boys then?
So a bit of a walk around today. I think we're going to go coasterian.
Boat trip possibly.
Yeah. Boat trip, a few nice meals.
Right, boys, I hope you have a really, really good trip. Hopefully we can bring the first leg, we can get the first leg out of the way, and then hopefully we can go one more this year.
Get the job done.
City!
All right, we found some more City fans out in the sun by the water. I'm with Jack and Dylan. I'm going to come to you first, Jack. Firstly, how's your trip been to Lisbon? How have you enjoyed the sun?
It's a lot better than Manchester anyway. Love it.
Enjoyed yourself. And for you, I want to get your quick predictions for the game. I just want to score, and then how do you think even the Champions League's going to go for us this year? Last year we got so close. I just want to know what your predictions are, and can we go all the way this year?
I reckon we'll win probably like 2-0 today, I think. Pretty easy. And to be honest, I could see us getting to the final. No reason not to. So.
Do you think this is the best Pep Guardiola team we've ever had?
No. I think the 100-point season, I think that was the best one we had. I think we could have done it in the Champions League then. But who did we get beat off there? Monaco. Well, it was a good game, wasn't it? But we should have beat them. I think we would have gone all the way if we beat them.
We're all very confident today so far. And boys, I hope you have a really, really good trip, and thank you so much for speaking to us. Cheers.
Jack, lad, factor 50. Get it on for the rest of your time in Lisbon, lad. Hat, bucket hat out. It's time. Lather up. Right, we've had some brilliant questions coming through on WhatsApp. Jen's going to throw one quickly to you now before we play our wonderful game that we've got. When the boss, this is from Jane. She says, when the boss gave you a few days off, did you ever fly away for a sunny break? And if so, where did you go
to? We tended to get like a few days off around sort of like January, February time if you got like a cup knockout or something like that. So around that time, you want a bit of winter sun, so I tended to go somewhere like Tenerife or whatever. That would be the spot. But the aim was to not be given 4 days off because it would mean that you're actually quite competitive. But for the second half of my career, I had a lot of 4 days off around January, February time.
Ah, okay. David?
I must have missed this memo because, no, if I didn't have days off. If I had a day off, I'd jump on a bike.
Yes, David. Yeah. No days off on you, David James. Always training,
so
always concentrating.
This is balance, isn't it? You know what I mean? Don't just focus on one. Listen to both. Make your own opinion.
Right, it's time now for one of our wonderful legendary games that we play on this show. I don't know why these legends keep coming back with the games that we play, but this one is a cracker. So it's our Mrs. and Mr. type game. Obviously, it was Valentine's Day yesterday. Happy Valentine's Day. Lots of love to you all. So we have given David and Nedum a paddle. On one side, it is Manchester City. On the other side, it is Sporting Lisbon. And I have a series of questions to ask them. They have to decide, is the answer City or is the answer Manchester or Lisbon? I'm doing that, which is a bit weird, but we'll see the guys do it now. David, are you excited to play this game?
When I played table tennis at the Etihad... Oh, sorry, I was doing a Forrest Gump impression there. Yeah, very excited.
Nedum, do you love our games?
The best thing about the games is, like, we're told about them after we arrive. Yeah. You know, so it is what it is, isn't it?
We never want to tell you because you might not come. Right, it's nice and easy. So basically, all you've got to do, I'll give you a question, and it's a nice, easy questions. You've got to decide is the answer easy for me to say Manchester or Lisbon? Both happy? And
yep.
we'll try and keep scoring. It'll just be pride at stake.
Okay.
David is focused and concentrating. Also, the reason we don't tell you about these games is because we don't want you doing like homework and revision and stuff. We just want to see like what
fine,
you know.
Yeah, you want to see us suffer, fair enough.
Right. So first of all, which city has the biggest population? Lisbon or Manchester? Ooh, tension. They're concentrating. They're thinking.
Manchester's
Are we talking Manchester or
3.2
Greater
million.
Manchester?
That's a good point.
Just Manchester, not Greater Manchester. Are you sticking with
I'm
these
gonna
answers?
stick with it, yeah.
Naden says Manchester, David says Lisbon. So Lisbon has a population of 544,851.
I've just changed. Hang on a minute.
Manchester has a population of 553,230. So Nedum gets that one. Nedum takes the lead there.
Got to know
1
your cities, haven't
0.
you? You know
So
what I
very,
mean? It's an
very
easy one.
close.
It's obvious. It's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, very, very
There's
close.
a huge gap there. It's obvious.
Yeah, 544 versus 553, David. So Manchester is very slightly bigger.
Check the data now before game.
Right, who has won the most trophies in the club's history? Is it Lisbon or Manchester? And Manchester City or Sporting Lisbon? Who've won the most trophies in their whole histories? He's gone Lisbon, Nedum. Why have you gone that so positively there, David?
Because there's effectively only 2 teams, or maybe 3 teams in Portugal, and I think they've all won their leagues about 30 odd times.
Okay, Nedum, you're not allowed to change now. Why City? Locked.
It's because I'm wearing City gear.
I'll tell you what, if City's the answer to all these questions, then I really have done something wrong.
Well, Manchester City have won 35 trophies. You still think Lisbon, David?
Yeah.
You're correct. 55 trophies. Shout. So it's 1-1. The tension is rising.
I
in
didn't
the
know what the right
studio.
answer was, but come on.
Now, is this a trick question?
Yes.
Which city has the highest average rainfall? The highest average rainfall. Manchester or Lisbon? Are we trying to trick you, or is it the obvious answer?
I can't
David,
think.
how much rainfall do you think that Manchester has on average?
Per year,
in
month,
inches,
per hour.
per year?
I do not know the answer, but I know the reason that there are cotton factories in Manchester is because of the Pennines and the precipitation and moisture in the air. And I can't think of any cotton factories in Lisbon.
Amazing knowledge. Yes, David. You happy, Nedum?
Yeah, I'm more than happy with that, I think.
So Lisbon gets 30 inches of rain a year, which I think is mad, actually. Manchester, 31.76.
There you go.
So there's actually not that much difference, really, though.
No, there's a
Enough
difference.
to be right.
There's a difference.
Enough to
Every
be
inch
right.
counts.
So you both got it. So it's now 2-2. Right. Which stadium has the biggest capacity? Ours or theirs?
Lisbon is
Come on.
60.
Come on. What are you thinking? Do you know what ours is?
Is this 55 here?
I'm
You can't ask the question what one of the answers is.
It wasn't a real question. I'm going that way.
You're saying Sporting. You're both
Actually,
saying
no,
Sporting.
I'm going to go City.
You're going City.
I'm gonna go
You're right.
City,
Lock.
Locked.
The
I'm
answer
going
is
62,000.
Manchester City has the biggest capacity. Yes, Nedum. Sporting's is only 50,095.
Oh, they've applied for planning permission for an extension.
Right, who has the highest record goal scorer? So most goals. Whose record goal scorer has got most goals?
They had Jardel, didn't they? I'm making that up.
I actually don't
But
know how to
Sergio's
pronounce
on
it.
260, isn't
You
he?
don't know how to pronounce it. Well,
No.
that certainly
No.
isn't Man City then.
Well, no, the Lisbon player, I don't know how to pronounce it. I know how to pronounce Sergio
Oh, okay.
Aguero. Said that enough times.
I'm going.
Okay, so you're going Manchester City for Sergio Aguero?
I'm going to go Sergio as well.
Okay, how many goals do you think he got?
Was it 269 or something?
260. Very
260.
good. Okay, so he scored 260. Lisbon's record goal scorer is called Pietro. He played for them in 1937 to
It's
1949.
a different era.
And he scored 544 goals.
It's different.
Look at that. This is even better. You're going to love this. 544 goals in 334 games.
Exhibition football doesn't count.
Right,
How can we get that one wrong? That wasn't even close.
We're halfway through, and it is Nedum currently in the lead 3-2. David, are you going to make a comeback?
I'm going to make a late comeback.
Yes, we like the tension. Right, biggest record league win, Lisbon or City? Lisbon or City? Biggest record league win, yeah, given that Pietro probably scored about 20 goals in the game.
once, didn't he? First half.
It is a good guess. Yes, it's Lisbon. They won a game 14-0 once. Congratulations.
There
Okay,
we
so
go.
it's 4-3.
Come on, John.
Most league points this season, Lisbon or City? Who's got the most points so
most
far?
points this season.
This season in the league. You both gone City?
Yes.
Of course you have. 63. Lisbon have got 54.
Yeah.
Well done,
And they're in
gents.
second as well.
5-4. 3 questions left. David, do you still think there's a chance?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Highest transfer fee received for a player. Whose
That's
is
a good
higher?
question. That's a good question.
Now, give us your thoughts.
That's
What
a
are you
good
thinking? Who's
question.
coming to your head straight away?
Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes. How
Yeah.
much?
Some say too much. I'm not sure though.
David, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Bruno
think.
Fernandes for you. What about City's? Who is City's record?
Received.
Received. Who have we sold recently? Maybe not really recently, but in the last few years.
That's a good question. It's like, is it Sané or someone? What was he like 50?
Yeah, good shout. Oh, I don't know.
How much was
The line's still
Sané?
spinning.
Right, we need to lock it in.
Still
We need to get it
spinning.
locked
Go,
in,
you
gents.
show me what you're
Come
going
on,
for.
there's
I'll go
people
opposites.
screaming at home.
I'll go opposites, yeah.
Yeah, if I've got to win, I've got to take.
So you're going City, you think that's Leroy Sané?
Well, he'll be one up there. Yep.
You're going Lisbon, you think that's Bruno Fernandes? You're both correct.
What?
On your players. On your players. But the fees, Leroy Sané was sold for 54,854.8. Bruno Fernandes was sold to United. Now, come on, United always pay over the odds. 56 million!
Sonny had add-ons.
I'm just going with what's on my screen.
I think Fernandes goes up when they win the league.
Oh, hold on a minute. So, Nedum, you're now on 6-4. 2 questions left. All you can do is draw now because we don't have a tiebreaker, David.
I'll
so,
go opposite whatever you're going for. Just so.
all right, so you go
convenient.
first, David.
Yeah, you get the
Oh,
pick.
wow.
Yeah, I'm a generous. I'll give you a tap in if you want.
Most tram routes throughout the city. Come on, you guys obviously take public transport all the time, right? You love a tram
To be
through
fair,
Manchester?
I've been to Lisbon and it's good for that. Yeah.
Right, tram routes. What are you
good
going
for
for,
that.
It's
David?
very good for that. Yeah.
Very
Is
good.
he
Lots of places
psyching you
can
out?
get to. Yeah.
Is he psyching you out here,
Lots
David?
of places you can get to.
I wouldn't trust him.
Lots.
Not trustworthy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how many tram routes I've driven over going through Man City. There's one by there.
Okay. Nedum?
No, look, listen,
Okay, yeah, I'll
I'm
do
going
Lock it
opposites.
in.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Yeah, I've locked it.
Locked
yeah.
in.
Lisbon has 6 tram routes. Do we know how many Manchester has, Nedum? You can have a guess.
So there's one towards Trafford, there's Oldham, there's Rochdale, there's towards Tameside. I think a couple more.
Media
There's
City?
Media City, yeah. Then there's one towards the airport. Am I making that up? Manchester's got more, 7 or something.
8.
8. There we go.
Now, do you know what? Much like the Formula 1, I'm ripping up the rules. I'm deciding there's one question left, and whoever wins this wins the whole thing.
Hold on, what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Last
Hey,
one?
Formula 1 can make the rules up. I can make the rules up.
Next goal
right,
wins.
Next
Next goal-
goal
you
wins.
played that.
It's golden
Okay.
goal. It's golden goal. We're bringing it back. Cheapest average price of a pint. Manchester or Lisbon? Lisbon for David.
Well, I don't know though, because the guys that were interviewed there didn't seem very
Yeah,
drunk.
they weren't drunk now.
I think that was early, to be fair. It was probably 8
It's
o'clock in the
expensive in
morning.
Lisbon.
Yeah,
It's expensive in Lisbon. I'll go opposites. Yeah, sorry. Go on, give you a chance.
Right.
Average pint.
So, the cost of an average pint in Manchester, £3.93. £3.93. Cost of an average pint in Lisbon. £1.67! What a comeback! Winner takes all! David James
Did
is
they
beating
take pounds
Nedum
over there?
Onuoha.
Did they take pounds over there?
Oh,
Winner.
€2. €2. You want to do an exchange rate?
Winner. Oh, I love winning.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna get home and I have this recorded.
No, you do whatever you want to do. It's fine. Just know I'm
I'll
not
put it on
coming
the group
back.
chat.
Uh-oh. Nedum, is that the end for you in our games? Absolutely
Sore
fuming.
loser.
It is what it is.
Right. We'll try and smooth Nedum's ego now while you all watch Rodri. And here is his thoughts about the Champions League. Come on, Nedum. It's all right, mate. It's all right.
So now we touch the semi-final, we touch the final, the feeling, and now we're going to play with another feeling. And now we have the experience, I think we are more complete as a team. We show our hunger every year and every year and every year, so this is the character that is built in Man City. We know that this is the most important part of the season, the second half, and maybe we learn about the other years that we have to push now. You cannot do 75% of the season good and then drop until the end. You have to be 100%, so we're focused in this situation. And Champions League is always the same. We face now Sporting Lisbon, that is going to be tough, like always. And yeah, we hope that the first game we got a good result, so we can have the second game at home with advantage, and we can solve the games. I think we're much better now because now we have the experience. Before we didn't have the experience to arrive in this situation, not even semi-finals of the Champions League, most of our players. So now we touch the semi-final, we touch the final, the feeling, and now we're gonna play with another feeling. It's like this, football. It's not all about quality, all about playing football. We are all human, and when we arrive in these situations, the pressure is big, and we have to deal with this. So now we have the experience. I think we are more complete as a team. Yeah, I see my future very clear. This club, since I arrived, I've been so happy here. Very involved in the Premier League, in the team. It was fantastic the way it goes, and I'm so happy for that. Yeah, I'm very happy about the success I have already, but I want more. I think this team, you have to demand everything because we have everything. We have the quality, we have the ambition, we have the structure to do it, and they're gonna demand us to do it. So we know that winning all the time is difficult, but we show our hunger every year and every year and every year. So this is the character that is built in Man City. From the beginning till now, we're doing an unbelievable season. Because the way we focus every game, the mentality of every guy here every day. So it's not a surprise, but trust me when I say that it's so tough to keep in mind all the time that you have to beat and win. So we just feel like it's difficult, but always when you win, you want more and more, and it makes you feel the confidence to give more to yourself.
Nedum, I'll let you in the next one. If I let you in the oh, we're back.
I'm not having this. You and whoever's in the gallery organising this and orchestrating it, I'm not having it.
We'd also like to take this opportunity to apologise to all fans of the Portuguese cotton industry, as after David James said he didn't know about cotton in Portugal, we've learned that Lisbon is the centre of the Portuguese cotton industry.
Well, I said I didn't know about it. That didn't mean it wasn't there, and I got the question right. Which is the most important thing.
Yes, that's all that matters. So we heard Rodri talking there. Nedum, how pivotal has Rodri become to this team?
Yeah, I think he's been absolutely incredible, to be honest. I remember, so I came back from the USA December 2020, and I'd watched the game, and someone said, "Oh, who was impressive?" And I said Rodri, and there was like silence on the show. People were like, "What are you talking about? He's not the guy." But then from that point, some of his performances in the second half of last season, obviously Fernandinho hit a whole new level. But this year, he's been key. You know, when he's in there, he's so tough to get past. But from the other side of it, he always wants the ball, never seems to give the ball away, reads the game so well. And it's the type of person you want to play, you know, as a defender, I'd love to play behind because he's incredible. I think for lots of teams who want to have a six, you know, he has all the attributes of being pivotal for a side, and he understands his roles. Chipped in with a few goals this year as well, some crackers. I think that was this year when he smashed a couple in.
Yeah,
so like I say, he's been absolutely astonishing, incredible, and it's amazing how football changes, because the last game of last season was the Champions League final. Rodri wasn't playing, Cancelo wasn't playing, Bernardo Silva wasn't playing, yet still those three players so far this season have been the most important in my opinion.
And my heart still is healing from that game.
Yeah, sorry, it's still too soon.
Yeah, it's still too soon. Okay, FG is out in Lisbon. A little bit earlier on, he was chatting to some fans. I wonder if they've had any €2 pints yet. Let's go and find out.
Right, I'm joined with James, who's wearing a bright yellow City shirt. You couldn't miss him. We literally just followed him round the square because of how nice his shirt was. James, how are you enjoying Lisbon so far?
It's very good. Came yesterday, went to the bars down the road. See beer in the sun, it's quite nice. But yeah, it's a really nice city.
And before the game tonight, I just want to get your quick prediction. And obviously, I want a quick overview of how you think the Champions League can go for us this year. We're at the knockouts, did really well in the groups.
I mean, Porto was fun. I think we can go on and win it. I think obviously the issue was last season was we didn't have the experience. Now we've got the experience, we can go all the way, so why not? I think it's going to go like the Monaco game when it's 5-3. I think it's going to be quite high scoring, so probably a 4-2, maybe a 4-1, 4-2-ish. But we're going to win anyway.
Okay, as long as you're confident, that's fine. James, thank you very much, man.
Right.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. I am joined by Georgia Blue in the square. Georgia, what are your predictions for tonight's game?
I think we're going to win 2-0.
Very, very confident City fan today. How's your trip been to in Lisbon so far?
Really good. We've been here for about 2 hours, but really good. Getting some sun.
Getting some sun. A lot different to Manchester. Georgia, enjoy the game. Thank you so much. Okay, we're joined with Ian in the square. Ian, first things first, what are your predictions for tonight's game?
3-1, I can see, yeah. Yeah, they're not the best of teams at the moment, are they, Lisbon? So I can see 3-1.
And what are your predictions for the Champions League overall? How far do you think Man City can go this year?
After what Pep said about bringing the youngsters through, instead of buying a centre forward, I'm not sure we'll win it this year. But for me, I'm happy not to win it this year and win it in the future. And I'd like to see McAtee and Delap play a little bit more. That means it for me.
I just want to ask you really quickly as well. You've been watching City for some years now. What is it like to be watching the football we're watching right now?
We were talking about this on the plane on the way here. Crazy, crazy. I remember some really bad times and everything. Some people have said they like the bad times, but no, for me, it's absolutely amazing, you know. I remember when they couldn't pass it 5 yards, but now, it's just fantastic.
It's brilliant. Thank you, Ian. I hope you have a really good trip and hopefully we can get the result tonight.
Love that, Ian. I remember when they couldn't pass it 5 yards. Yes, me too, Ian.
We're both here, you know. Oh, my goodness. That's hostile.
We love you, Nedum. You know we do. We've got to try and make it up to him now, haven't I? Shout out to Ian, shout out to FG, and shout out to all the Blues that are out in Lisbon. Have a great time and a safe journey home, Blues. Right, we're going to have a look now at our second stat in today's Who's Stat. So we'll have a look at clue 1 again first. So the players start in 2 Champions League games against City in the 16-17 season, gents. And clue 2, this is a new one for you. This player ran a mammoth 13.7 kilometres in a game against Liverpool. Any ideas now, gents?
Yeah. Those are iconic
Confident?
numbers. Yeah, those are iconic numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people aren't getting anywhere near that.
Sticking with my first thought.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yeah, happy?
100%, yeah.
Happy?
Confirmed, yeah.
Love
That's
it.
so far, by the way.
Can I ask a question?
That's so far.
What, 30?
13.7 is so far. Because like 12, if someone hits 12, it's like, whoa, you've had a big game there. And someone to be like 1.7k above that, like a mile above it.
I think my best was probably about 5.
Well, goalkeepers, David, goalkeeper union. It's fine. I'm talking about.
Used to run around the box.
Yeah, so it's padding stats. Don't
you run around the box when the ball's down the other end. Just put your stats up.
Yeah.
Talking about the goalkeeper union, R. Edison is currently having a chat with Peter Schmeichel. Interesting. There we go. He's saying hi to him. And goalkeeping union there, David. You see a fellow goalkeeper, you have to go and say hi.
I'm jealous. I'm really jealous. Oh, wow. I don't
think...
think...
He's listening to music as well.
Yeah, I don't think Edison... And then Scott Carson as well.
Yeah.
Well, I still love him, but you know.
And do you know what's kind of mind blowing there? Like, so Scott Carson looks really old. I did play 21s with him, but Scott Carson is young enough to be Peter Schmeichel's son. So how old is Peter Schmeichel? Because Casper's basically the same age as me.
Wow.
Well, I was in the England squad with...
Now, we're going to do a goalkeeping game now, David. It's not how old are the goalkeepers, although that would be a good one. Because
really old.
Because you're in the studio today, David, we'd like to do a higher or lower game with you. That is clean sheets.
Boom.
Are you up for the challenge? Do you want to try and make it 2 out of 2 today?
Absolutely. I've already won a paddle.
And Nedum, you can play as well.
You don't need me. You
guys carry on. I need you. I need you. Come on.
You guys carry on.
Come on, Nedum. You can do... Right, so the first one there is David Seaman. So he got 7 clean sheets for City. So this is in games for City. These are all City goalkeepers. So David James got 7. So did Claudio Bravo get more or less, higher or lower than David Seaman? Clean sheets, higher or lower? Claudio Bravo.
Higher.
Nedum, you happy with that?
You guys carry on. You do whatever you need to do.
Look, and it is Claudio Bravo got 18 clean sheets.
It's more of a prime City, wasn't it? So even though some people didn't love it, no, I don't want to influence you.
Okay, Peter Schmeichel, we saw him there a minute ago. Did he get higher or lower clean sheets for Manchester City? The answer is 9. He got 9 clean sheets when he played at Manchester City.
You think Casper higher? You didn't play enough games,
Casper.
to be honest.
Hang on.
He might have only played 12 games for City tops.
Yeah,
it will be low, but he got about 6 or 7 clean sheets
Was
in
it that
those few games.
I think he got the start of the season.
He did.
The Sven season, and we were all right. So got one against United and a couple more, but I don't know. 9 seems high.
Do you reckon 12 games he played for City?
I think probably about that, yeah. Possibly less.
You're going lower? Yeah. Okay, the answer is lower. Well done,
in those
gents.
first 5 games, you got 4 clean sheets.
4 clean sheets.
Yeah, essentially the wheels very much fell off for all of us.
Because I just left the club, so I just remember, hang on, he's kept a clean sheet. He's kept another one. He's kept another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your next goalkeeper there is Shay Given. Higher or lower on the clean sheets?
It's high. He had a full season, yeah. Season half, I think, yeah. So, yeah, I'm saying higher.
Got to be higher than 4 for Shay Given. He comes on this show as well, so we'll have to... You've got to say that or we'll show him.
If he got less than 4 and he was playing for a season half at least, then serious questions need to be asked.
Yeah, definitely.
Of the goalie, not the defence.
Okay, higher then? It was higher, of course. 19 clean sheets. Now, who's that next there?
Well, this could be humbling.
It's got to be higher because 2.5 years...
Are you sure about that?
Hang on, we had some
stinkers in there, though. There's some stinkers in there.
Bad runs.
But 2004-05, it was the year we could have qualified for Europe, so we were trending upwards at that point.
We're 10 in one season, half a season, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be close, isn't it?
It's going to be very close.
Right.
Teams,
higher or lower?
I can't say lower.
No, you've got to go higher. Yeah.
No, I've got to say higher.
Right, he's backing himself, and it is higher, David. 21. Well done. Now, the next one I think is a lot easier. That is Bert Troutman, the great Bert Troutman.
But
higher or lower?
White. I mean,
higher or lower?
There's no goal line technology as well, so we've got to go higher.
Oh, he played for years and years and years and years, yeah.
Ledge. I'll tell you what, I met him here at one of the games. What a gentleman. And his backstory, just for anyone at home who doesn't know anything about Bert Troutman, his backstory is unbelievable.
There's a film about his life. It's phenomenal. Could highly recommend it. So, yes, higher, of course it is. 98 clean sheets for Bert Troutman. Insane.
It's outrageous. Yeah.
Nicky Weaver. Now, he played for a long time. Higher or lower?
It's got to be lower. I know he played for a lot of years, but 98 is an awful lot.
Yeah, he played in the lower leagues as well.
He did.
Successive promotions.
But that's the thing. As you get promoted, it gets harder and harder, does it not?
Higher or lower?
How many years was he here?
I'm not giving you any further information. Higher or lower? What are you going for?
It's got to be lower.
Right, but we need it. We need it because the game is going to start at some point.
We're going lower.
We're going lower. The answer is lower. 72. Smashing it so far. And that is Joe Hart. Higher or lower than 72? Joe Hart.
I'm going to go higher.
He's going higher.
I'm going higher.
And it's a great shout. 137 clean sheets.
Edison's
now, there's our Edison.
The Edison's are like 103, isn't it?
Eddie, 103, you think? Very close, very close. Nedum, 106.
Yeah, my bad.
Right, if you get this one, you're on an absolute clean sweep, David. That is the great Joe Corrigan.
Former goalkeeping coach. It's got to be higher.
It's got to be higher, he says. If it is higher, then David James gets a clean sheet.
He's got to finish on a high, haven't he? Yeah.
I said a clean sheet. I meant a clean sweep, but we'll call it a clean sheet on the higher or lower game. The answer is 184.
184. This is outrageous.
Wow.
Look at those last few numbers there.
Nate, thanks for the Casper
Schmeichel. Yeah.
Congratulations, David. Excellent backup there, Nedum. Couldn't have done it. Couldn't have done it without you, mate. You're very much needed here in this studio.
Cheers. Let's make a game for someone else to win again. That's fine. No problem.
Right, gents,
it's all about the team.
We're about teamwork. That's what Pep would say. Teamwork. It's about 9 minutes away from kick-off now, so just wanted to kind of get your final thoughts on today's game. Are the nerves kicking in, Nedum, or what are you expecting from tonight?
Not necessarily nerves as such, because the team's on a roll. I would say it's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be nice to be seeing the Champions League again and to see the side get tested to this sort of level, because I think they react to the challenge, and I expect a big, strong performance. There's no guarantee of result, but for City, as I say, they're favourites for a reason wherever they go on the planet. It's because they have the team and the setup that they do. And I'd say I think it'll be a tough game. Hopefully, as David James is desperate for, there'll be a clean sheet for them. But for me, I'm looking for goals. You know, this is the first season now with no away goals as well. No away goals counting double or whatever. So I just want to see them go out and win this game and then win the second leg and then get on to the quarterfinals.
David, how are you feeling? What's your final thoughts?
Yeah, there's an edge to me, which is respecting what Sporting can bring to this match. But I'm like Nada. I just want to see this fantastic team play fantastic football. I'd love a clean sheet for Edison and the team, but a win is what is needed, and I think they are more than capable of achieving that.
And if it's 0-0, you know the apology is going to come from David because he got what he wanted and then nobody else went to see it. But, yeah.
I'm going to push you both for a score prediction, please.
5-4.
I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 City, yeah.
2-0. 2-0.
To make it 107. Love it, David. Thank you very much for joining me on the show, gents. Nedum, I sincerely hope you're still here at half-time and full-time.
Wait and see.
Thank you very much at home for joining us on Matchday Live this evening. We are around about 7 minutes away from the big kick-off. City play Sporting Lisbon in the final 16 of the Champions League. The best place to get your commentary of the game is on the Manchester City app with the wonderful Alistair Mann and Michael Brown. Get yourself on there. The commentary is absolutely fantastic. We will all be back. Fingers crossed, David and I definitely will be back at half-time to hopefully be analysing some City goals and some good talking points. We'll also be doing Stat 3 on our Who's Stat game. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you at half-time.
Manchester City begin their quest for European success against Red Bull Leipzig at the Etihad Stadium.
Grealish onside. Comes inside and scores! Grealish announces his entrance onto the Champions League stage.
This is the game that everyone has been waiting for. Paris Saint-Germain against Manchester City.
Lionel Messi, he works a 1-2 with Mbappe. Oh, it's typical of him. He's been quiet all evening, but as long as he's on the pitch, he's capable of doing things as magical as that.
Manchester City fall to their first defeat in the Champions League this season.
Here's Cole Palmer. Yes! João Cancelo joins in once more, and Foden taps it in.
It's a big night tonight at the Etihad as Manchester City seek to avenge their September defeat at the Parc des Princes.
Round the back is Walker, and Sterling! Raheem Sterling! That's a brilliant ball from Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Jesus! City have turned this around!
City go through to the knockout stages of the Champions League.